For this screencast, we're going to take a look at number lines. If you don't have these labelings on your number line already, A, B, F, C, D, and E, please add those to your number line with the points 8, -4, -2, 4, 8, and 10 above it. Alright, so let's take a look at some information related to numbers in the number line. First of all, each of these letters is a coordinate. So the coordinate is a specific location on a number line. So for example, the coordinate of A is -8 and the coordinate of C is 4. So a specific location on the number line. And we have classification of coordinates. So let's take a look at that. We have whole numbers. Easiest way to remember whole numbers include 0 is there's essentially an O in that. So whole numbers start with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it continues on and on. Sometimes you might see it actually listed in parentheses like this with 3 dots, meaning that it goes on and on. Integers are all the whole numbers and their opposites. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and this continues onwards in both directions. So we would put the 3 dots at both ends in our list, meaning it goes on forever and ever and ever. And positive integers. Now 0 is neither positive nor negative, so our positive integers are just 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Our negative integers are the opposite of those, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and so on. Positive numbers are anything greater than 0. So we're not going to include 0, but we can include anything above it. So fractions and decimals like 2.5 and the number pi. So we'll draw arrows this way. Notice I have an open circle here, meaning we're not including 0. Negative numbers, anything less than 0. So I'm going to circle 0 and shade to the left. A real number is actually anything on the number line, so we could actually shade in the entire number line. So a real number is basically any number you can think of: positive, negative, fractions, decimals, integers, whole numbers, any number that you can think of. Pi, the square root of 2, and so on. Alright, so let's take a look at the next page, so on the back of your handout of notes, and let's see if we can actually write some of these things here in terms of positive and negative numbers. So we're going to represent a rise of 6 degrees as positive 6. And generally speaking, when we're writing positive numbers, we won't put a positive sign in front of it, but I am putting a positive sign here now for emphasis. A drop of 6 degrees we'd write as -6. Generally speaking, on a map, we would have north going this way to the top of the page and south going this way to the bottom of the page. East is over here to the right and west is to the left. So 7.3 kilometers north we might indicate as positive 7.3, and 7.3 kilometers south we might indicate as -7.3. A wage increase of $15 we would write as positive 15. A wage decrease of $15 would be -15. Let's take a look at one other item here, and that's inequality symbols. For this symbol means greater than. So for example, 3 is greater than 1, and this symbol here means less than. So for example, 1 is less than 3, and the reason 1 is less than 3, if you think about it in terms of a number line, 1 would be to the left of 3. So if a number is to the left of the other, we use less than. If a number is to the right, 3 is to the right of 1, we use greater than. Be careful with negative numbers, however. Let's think about what inequality might go in here. All right. Which number is closer to 0? Well, negative 3 is closer to 0, so it's the bigger number. So we'd have greater than, not less than. Whereas if both of these numbers were positive, we'd have the less than symbol here. So be careful of that. Please make sure you go on to use the tiny URL that you were given to do the survey. Thanks.